Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
I rise my thoughts above the dust, lust, and fuss of mere carnal man, giving all praise to Allah, the great one, giving special honor to our prophet Noble Ali, who manifested in the flesh, because only a prophet will raise us out of the dead, giving honor to Marcus God, who said, up, you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will. I give honor to our first supreme grand Sheik, Brother Emiziel. I give honor to everybody here, especially to my oldest brother, the Sheik.
That's not more. Praise Allah more. We love you most.
I give special honor to each and every one of you here tonight. Because you could have been someplace doing something else. Islam. So let me say this starting out, right? When I first met the brother, Aru, right? I come from Baltimore. The brother embraced me so well that I felt like I was home.
It's not right.
This has become my second home besides Temple 13 in Baltimore. Right? And for those that may not know, 19 is a sacred number. Right. Because in 1927, the prophet pulled what? Temple 13 and Temple 19 to Baltimore City. Right. The number 19 is sacred in our history of Moore Science Temple of America. And that's why I felt so good when I came here. I knew it was a connection between us.
Praise Allah.
See? But like the brother was saying earlier, right? This is a serious movement. It is so serious that if you check the history during the lifetime of the prophet, they was killing people about this. Don't take my word for it. Right to the Chicago Defender Historical Department, and they'll send you a copy of it. Right? All those that might have read the books that me and Brother Edwards Eel wrote, I'm going to show you how things is. We started the book in 1982, 81. Right? We didn't finish the book until 2000. Know why? Because Allah removed us from the cares of the world and placed us somewhere where we could develop and grow and understand the message that the prophet had for us. More science is a body of knowledge. It's a body of knowledge. You can tell them more because you ain't got to worry about the fairs or the turtle because they put that on the monkey and the elephant. See? You got to be able to tell them more by his actions, his words and his deeds. Because then what? He put a little pep in his step, a little glide in his stride. His head is up. Because he know who he is. Like the brother said, a teacher, a preacher, a minister could not do what the prophet Noble Drew Ali did. We was in a messianic condition. It took a divine origin, which is prophet Noble Drew Ali, to come and take us off our knees. We've been on our knees for too long. This is why he brought us that prayer. So that we can stand upright, independent, and fearless, and follow the prophet to a destiny which is not uncertain nor is unknown, but fortified by the impregnable doctrine built upon love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You can stand up and look you in your eyes and pray. This is how the prophet come for us. Like I said, moral science is a body of knowledge, right? And that body of knowledge dictate and determine who is real morals. And let me give you an example. They say a prophet prophesies, is that right? How many of y'all have read the Boy's Literature pamphlet? Everybody should have read and studied, right? Okay, in the Boy's Literature pamphlet say that in this electrified age, men will be racing into life without complete knowledge of where they're going, what the end would be, when money would be their only choice, right? Electrified age, the telephone just came out. What was the prophet talking about? This electrified age. TVs that just came out in 1927. TVs. So he's talking about an electrified age in 1927 at the first annual convention. Where did that come from? Computers didn't come out till 83. This is the electrified age. The movement is for the third and the fourth generation. That's us. See? That's us. That's why we can't afford to play and have games around here no more. See, we got to stand on our own. Nobody can ride you if you standing up. See? Okay, can't ride. See, we have to understand now that this movement has went down so low because we had a whole lot of those that were saying they was Moors. But they wasn't Moors.
Come on.
They wasn't Moors. Because if there was Moors, a lot of us would have heard the message earlier than what we hearing now.
Right.
Well, I'd have been around a little while. Right? I got in this movement in 74.
Praise
Wow.
God.
Right? And I love it in the trenches. I love it out in the hood. My wife even say, you ain't in the hood no more. But I am in the hood because that's where my people at. That's what the prophet came for, the downtrodden, the backbiters, the slanderers. He brought all them for us. That's us. Because if we decide to go and live where ain't no crime at, we losing our people. We losing them.
That's right.
Then we neglected our own life. See? It say that they brought about a voting act, is that right?
That's what they say.
August the 6th, 1965, right? How is that? Give you a little more history. In 1928, the prophet Noble Drew Ali endorsed Oscar the Priest. Is that right? And it said that the prophet had 5,000 members to vote. But did he need a voting right then in 1928?
Right.
How did he vote? How did they vote? They didn't need no voters right that came along in the 60s, right? That's the key. You're not Negro, black, and colored. By you being connected to the Moore Science Temple of America, being an active member with your dues paid up, you're under what? A corporation. And what is a corporation? But a legal person. That's where your rights come in at.
Come on now.
You can sue and be sued, but you got to be on time. You got to have your dues paid up. You got to be an active member. You got to participate in the movement. Then you can sue and be sued, and you ain't got to worry about the 15th Amendment.
Hello.
Because that ain't what the prophet brought us. How 5,000 voted in 28?
Come on, Sheik.
Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Because if you take my word for it, you'd be like Barnes-Bey in chapter 11. See what I'm saying? What did Jesus say? Who told you that? You know? You know? And he said what? The priest had told us so, and thus we know. See? What did Jesus tell him? You don't know. You know you must be what you know. So when you hear me speak, don't take my word for it. I'm just giving you pointers where you can go at. The Chicago Defender. You can write from here and pay for it. They'll send you the whole article. They'll send you the article where they had a shootout about the movement. They killed police. It's in the papers. Don't think I'm just saying this. It's in the papers. See, one thing about us, we have to research. We have to know what we're talking about. I done sat on a lot of leaders. Dr. R. Jeremy Bay, Timothy Dingle Hill, R. Love Hill, right? I even was with Bailey Hill for a minute, right? I done sat under them. But I'm not going to talk bad about them. But I come to find out, right? They ain't really had nothing to give me. For over 20 years I studied this. And I don't normally say this, right? But in the Maryland Penitentiary. See? I know this work. It saved me. And it saved my brother. It was ill. Over 20 years. This. Because people begin to see us walk different. They begin to see us talk different.
Right.
They begin to see that we were different.
Right.
They had a saying in there, say, if the Mo don't know, don't nobody know. That's the respect that we got because what? Our thing with this, you had to go to school. You had to go to college. You couldn't come in the temple if you ain't had a GED. That was part of the rules. You had to be able to read, write. So what? While we was in there, we educated ourselves. Brother Chambers Hill, one of the most historians in the Moore Science Temple of America.
That's right.
Come out to penitentiary with us. See? He write books. Y'all might have seen some of his books around, Brother Thomas Hill. Thomas Bay, he come out of prison, and where he at now? He in Georgetown Law School. The first one, he come out after doing close to 40 years.
Wow.
He went straight to Georgetown. That's where he at now. Because you have to understand that we got to move around here. We got to start doing things around here.
Right.
You know, we have to get out in the community because if we don't, we'll have those coming around here with fez and turbans on, and they be making us look bad.
Right.
See, we have to let them know who we are as true Moors who follow the prophet to a destiny which is not uncertain, but fortified by an impregnable doctrine. This flag here, you'll encounter a lot of people say this is a Moroccan flag, right? Have you ever heard that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me give you a little history lesson. Prophet raised that flag in 1927. Is that right?
That's right.
The Moroccans couldn't raise this flag with the red star until 1958.
Talk about it.
They was under Sergei, under the French. So how is that going to be the Moroccan flag when the prophet voted in 13?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be what you know.
That's right.
That's why they say that's a Moroccan flag. I look at it. I say, can you prove it? So they'll go get a picture. I said, no, that ain't going to work. Where the historical records at? Like I say, don't take my word for it. And I'm just giving you points where you can research things and understand what I'm saying. Because right now, man, our youth are in trouble.
That's right.
You know? They're in trouble. And sad to say, a lot of them has followed us when we was in the street. You know? If you had known me, you would have thought I was Satan back in the day. You know? But I was resurrected. You know? Some people that know and see the movie, a TV series called A While. See what I'm saying? You see, you know, people that know me, you know, a few brothers out there, right? Know that a lot of that stuff was real. That's how they was killing people back there. And they're doing it again. Now, unnecessary. That's why we must step up now. We must let them know who we are. We have to get out in the community and let them know that we are more. We are the true Moors. Right? We are the true Moors. We ain't none of them fake Moors now. See?
Speak on it.
And your character, your principles, and your values determine who you really are. See? I just been around, sometimes you see me, I don't have a fed, kufi, or nothing on. Right? Because that don't make me.
That's loud.
That's right.
It represents a certain part, but it don't make me. Like the Moses say, well, you're a spiritual part of Allah. Right? So your principles and your actions show who you really is. I ain't gotta wear none of the fly stuff to say I'm doing this and doing that. It ain't about that no more. It's about saving our children, about saving our family, about saving that there'll be something left for us. Because as you get older and you're scared to be out there in the hood, then you become a prisoner in your own house. How many of y'all go past people's house, they got bars on their windows, bars, door? I can't live like that. I can't live like that. I go in the hood, I roll my windows down, I take a hat, turn it backwards, and I go down there and sit with the brothers. Sometimes I even give them a couple dollars to buy wine. But I'm going to tell you why. Because if they're out there trying to get a drink, you can't get the air. So if you give them a couple dollars to get the wine, then you can sit there on the curb with them, they're ready to listen. See, sometimes you have to remember where we came from. See, we can't say, oh man, I ain't going to get that brother no money. I ain't going to help him get no wine. Why? You were there. Then we done got so big, we can't go back and extend our hand to our brother, man. See, that's one thing we had to learn. We had to go back out there. We got to go back out there. We can't be scared to go back out there. See? The moment that we scared, you might as well turn in your car. Right? Take your fez off and return back to the state that the prophet found you. Because you neglected your duties. So you saying, I don't care nothing about my family, right? When I ain't doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, now, it done got so bad now that the industry, and I ain't got nothing against rap, but the industry only make those that defame and degrade the sisters popular. And why is that? Because they know one thing. If you make the sisters mad with you, right, and they don't mess with men no more, they can't bring about what? The new generation. See? like I said, I ain't knocking the rappers, right? I mean, they get money. But we as Moors had to show the sisters more respect.
Right.
Right? Even though the rap music come out, right? Common sense and respect go a long way with the sisters. Now, we don't want nobody calling our mother no kind of name, even though we listen to the music. Right? But a lot of them rappers don't really want to say it, but they try to get paid. Just like I told the brother before. Give you an example. Most of us, well, I ain't gonna say most of us. I'm gonna say me, right? In my younger days, I was a drug dealer, right? I ran half of Baltimore. Now, had I know what I know now, I could have been a mathematician. Why you say that, Barnes-Bey? I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Get a key. I was able to get a key, bag it up, distribute it. Say how much you get, say how much I get, say how much free up money come in my head.
That's right.
That's a mathematician.
That's right.
See? We didn't know that at that time because you couldn't write nothing down.
That's right.
Right? Now we just take that same knowledge and flip it to the legal side and you can open up your own accountant's office.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
You know? See, we had to understand the things that we learned. We may not have the, how you say, the educated name for it, but we was doing it. Building houses, doing cement work, electrical work, right? We ain't know, we say, fix that lamp, you go down and fix it. Can you fix this here? It's leaking, you fix that. It's a trade. But have you noticed that they done took all of them out of school?
Right.
Why is that? Because they know what? A bag of people can't what? Attain to the genuine highest in them. If you constantly begging. So that's why we had to start owning our own places, our own businesses. We had to start striving to do better than what we are doing. See, for right now, a lot of us don't trust each other.
Right.
See, that's the first thing. And this is why I love this temple, because friendship, right? You have to be my friend first before you can be my brother.
Yes.
See, you have to take that friendship and nourish it, and extend and grow to become your brother. I can't say you're my brother if I don't like you. So you have to establish a relationship first. See, and a lot of us don't know how to do that. What is a friend? That's the question. What is a friend? You know, is a friend because I lend you a couple dollars? Is it a friend because I take and drive you in my car? No, it goes deeper than that. You know? See, we have to understand first what a friend is before you can be a brother. And that's where we at now. And here, I feel so comfortable in here with my oldest brother.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? You know? Because you can feel the vibes from a person that gives out genuine love. When the brother was on Auburn Avenue, he didn't know me from Adam. But he embraced me. I could feel the vibes coming from him. You know, and I love him that way. See? You know, and every time I'm in Georgia, he know I'm gonna come see him. Right? Because it's rarely that you go somewhere and you feel this kind of love. This is how it's supposed to be in all temples all over the world. If all the Moors do what they're supposed to do. Some temples you can't turn your back on. In Chicago, I ain't gonna say what temple, but we go to Chicago in home office, smell marijuana burning. Brother gonna tell me it's incense. I said, look, come on, I've been in the street too long. I know what marijuana smell like. You know? But I'm saying, in the home office, you know, that's supposed to be sacred. And you in there violating that. So right then the vibes ain't right. So what it tell you? Where you see what? The least appearance of evil suspect the greatest danger. So what we did, we got in that car and came back to Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Not that we were scared, but we know that what? Allah. But that chastisement, I don't want to be around it. When it comes, see, because Allah worked like this. He ain't gonna do nothing to you per se, but he gonna touch you in such a way to make you suffer and feel it for your transgressions. That's why we always have to be on our toes. As the brother say, we say, 10 toes down. Nipsey Hussle, huh? Ain't think I know that. You know, but you know, we have to start being more serious about things now. And one thing I try to always tell more is, right, study. I had one brother say he knew the pamphlet. Told me, say, Mo, I don't deal with the 101, the one that's for babies. I was like, really? And well, at that time, I said, I've been studying 101 for 20 years. He said, yeah. So I asked him, I said, you say you know it? He said, yeah. I like, who made you? He said, Lord. How did he make you? Fearful and wonderful. When did he make you? When time never was. Brother didn't know what I was talking about. I said, I thought you told me you studied it, you knew this.
Come on, right?
You got to be able to connect this with this. See? Now let me ask you a question. It's 48 rooms in this, right? That's what we call them in Baltimore.
Okay.
48 rooms, right? What room is different in this book? Just by looking at it. Anybody know? There's one chapter in here that's totally different from all the other rooms in this book. I'm going to give you this blessing. Chapter 1.
That's right.
Chapter 1 don't have those verses, have paragraphs.
That's right.
And you ask yourself, well, why is this so different? Because that is our foundation. That is the perimeter in which you build yourself off of.
Right.
See? They say, well, because it took years for me to learn that. Because I would read through it, learn how to recite it. Because when we got this here, the Quran, we couldn't get the book. And when we got the book, we got it for 24 hours. So that means we in our cell writing the Quran chapters out on paper, on paper, on paper, right? But we never thought about why chapter 1 was different. There has been no other prophet in the annals of history that had to come to the people and teach them who they was, where they came from, their culture, their nationality, and their religion.
That's right.
But Prophet Noble Ali. Some people say Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad ain't come to 34. Not only that, but if you research, you'll find out Elijah Muhammad was Elijah Puil. And if you research, you'll find out that Daddy Grace was a babe. Father Divine was an ill. See, that comes from research. All of it in Chicago in the paper, the Chicago Defender. Each one of them was what? Separated and did their own thing. This lesson, Boy Science Temple of Maryland, is so powerful, but it can only be used in one way. Only one way. And this is one of the reasons that right now in Baltimore we're putting together a summit called the Moors from all over to try to come as one. Because far too long it's been divided. It had divided in 1929, 18 days after the prophet passed, when the brother said what? He was the reincarnated. Brother John gave his ear. Who was he? He was the prophet's chauffeur. See? Then what? At the second annual convention, the second split came between Kirkman Bey and Muqarabeen. Muqarabeen was left the organization by the prophet because what? He was the Grand Sheik of Temple One. He was the chairman of the convention. See? So when the prophet passed from, he automatically ascended, as the brother said, to that position. Right? But there was some didn't want him there, which was Kirkman Bey. And if you study history, you'll find out that Kirkman Bey sent the henchmen in there to take the charge. Yeah. All this in the papers. I ain't saying nothing new that can't be proven.
Right.
It's in the Chicago Defender. You know, it's right up there. If you go up there, all you gotta do is ask for it. You pay for it. Right? Now this is the thing that get me. Say that say that when they broke in on Kirkman Bay, broke in on Kirkman Bay to get the charter back, say the brother was sitting down eating eggs and bacon. Hey, I ain't lying. I'm not lying. It's in the papers, right? So that right there tell me one thing, that Kirkman Bay wasn't following the rules. It said the only time that you are able or should eat pork if your life depended on it and you bless it. He had the kitchen table with eggs and bacon. They ain't had turkey bacon back then. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's little things that you have to look at when you study history. Moral science got a lot of history. Got a lot of history. And I ain't gonna take up much time, right?
You got the floor.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold it back, reveal it more, please reveal it.
Keep going.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so moral science got a lot of history that we had to understand. A lot of people look at the Quran and read it and recite it. It ain't about reciting. Polyper can recite. What is your interpretation of it? Like the brother was saying that it is responsible for its actions. Right. What is it? You gotta know the English language. It is responsible for its actions. See what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons that we made, no, we didn't make them. We required brothers to go to school. Because you can't tell me what it is if you don't know the language. You know? It's very important that we understand and be able to interpret that. It say, is there anything lovely? Is there anything beautiful? Is there anything desirable? Is there anything that's worthy of praise? Is it not knowledge? Yet, who is it that attains it? The statesman proclaims it, but do we have it? See what I'm saying? Man, politicians, they lie and tell you what they want to tell you.
Yeah.
They can't be trusted. So that falls on us to be able to interpret. See, for one thing we have to realize, yeah, you got to vote. There's no doubt about that.
That's right.
But don't worry about voting way up at the president right now.
Talk about it.
See? Change the district.
Talk about it.
Change the state's attorney.
Right.
Change the mayor.
Right.
Change the governor.
Right.
Change the senator.
Come on.
Change the congressman. Then you get the president.
There you go.
See?
Yeah.
The prophet was so powerful that he had 5,000 votes, which is called a block.
Woo! Come on.
Right? And he went to Oscar the priest
Yes, he did.
and let him know, I got 5,000 votes. What you gonna do for more science? That's how you negotiate. See? And this is what we had to realize, that voting do matter. But we ain't caught up in that 15th Amendment vote.
Islam.
See? Because what? We ain't black, colored, or Negroes. So we ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
When I went down here in Georgia to get my license changed over, I being a tractor trailer driver, you have to change your license, right? So I got a coupé on. So the woman say, can you take your hat off? I just looked at her. She said, what's wrong, mister? I said, miss, you know this is a religious piece. Oh, wait, just sign this and you can take the picture with it on.
Islam.
See? But if you don't know, they're going to get you. See? You have to let them know. They ain't going to make a Christian take their cross off, if they.
Come on.
So you have to know what it is that you're talking about. They can't make you take your holy piece off.
Islam.
The First Amendment guarantees you to practice your religion.
That's right.
Stand on it.
That's what he said.
If they don't like, say, well, let me see your supervisor.
Yeah.
Well, call the police. Let me call my lawyer. I bet you get what you want then.
Islam.
See, we have to be able to stand up. See, some of us get to the point where, man, I ain't going to. No, can't give up. You got to stand up and stay up. Because our life depends on it. See? Because if we don't stay up, man, we're in trouble. We are totally in trouble. You know? Because like right now, you see what they're doing. Bloods in the Crips. We got the Bloods in the Crips to unite in Baltimore City. Then we got the BGF, which is the Black Guerrilla family, to unite. Right? When the kid got killed, I think 2 years ago, and they rioted in Baltimore, we was letting them know, why you tearing up our neighborhood? if you really want to test them, go downtown where the people got corporations. They couldn't get there. So they tearing up the stores in the neighborhoods that the people got to use. What's that? That's self-hate. You know, the Rite Aids that people got to get medicine from. They burn that down. Now the people got what? Go all the way downtown to get their medicine. No, you don't do that in your own neighborhood.
Right.
See? So we decided to get them together. They became security in the Ajax neighborhoods. Right? And they let everybody know you're not going to do that here. You got to go somewhere else. Right? And they still doing it now. Matter of fact, they're going to be security at our convention July the 20th.
Praise God.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had to let them see that they are important to us. I don't care about no gang colors. Right? Because if you study that, all it came from one. Started out with the Crips. You know, then all these little groups split up. But I always learned this here. Right? Why you need a bunch of people to say who you is? Why you need somebody to verify that you're a man? You remember when we was young? I'm a man. I'm 21 years old. That don't make no man. It make an adult male, but it don't make a man. A man got what? Responsibilities.
Right.
They take care of his family. He provide an atmosphere to protect his family.
Yeah.
He give an environment that his wife, girlfriend, or children mother is able to nurture and nature the children.
Right.
That's a man. Not because you just come home and give a couple dollars. No. You have to be there. Nowadays, the children need the male figure in the house. Right? For so long, the male was gone. Why? Because in the 50s, when our people ain't had no money, ain't had no jobs, and they got on social service, they called that, but back then it was welfare. Right? The male couldn't be in the house.
Right.
He had to leave the house for her to get a check.
Right.
So most of the men left so that their family could get the check. But it became a point where he didn't come back. Because at that time, the social worker could knock on your door, come in there, look in your closets, up under your bed, look and see if there's any clothes, the male clothes, all of that. They can't do that now, but back then they was doing it.
That's right.
And it has taken on the concept that our young boys becoming men see that. And they think it's all right to be that way. To run from woman to woman and making all these babies. No, you can't do that now. Children need a male. You know, most single parents, mothers, they try to raise a man, but they can't really raise him like a man can raise him. That's why the prophet said you have to have a keen eye. He said you got to have patience to be able to see underneath of that, what? Rough exterior. And bring that diamond out of it. That's what we got to do as men. You know, if we ain't got cousins, nieces, right? We need to go there and be a part of their life now. Because they calling out. They need us. When they act up, they looking for attention.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way they trying to get attention. So we have to be there and see them and help them. What it say, from the womb to the tomb.
Right.
Let me give you another little lesson here. Right? You see most people that had, like my name, Barnes-Bey. Who know what the hyphen stand for? Anybody? Okay, well let's give it a symbolic meaning. You know what I'm saying? Okay? It lets you know that Barnes has been resurrected from Barnes to Barnes-Bey. Okay? And not only that, but that hyphen, it begin to let you know that from Barnes-Bey come. So what happened to be in between? That's what the hyphen standing for. What kind of transition brought you from Barnes to Barnes-Bey? What's that? I've been with my wife since '84. She done went through a whole lot with me. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot. I know sometimes she probably want to choke me out. You know what I'm saying? But she dead since '84.
Wow.
Right? We have to realize now, right, that it's important that we be in our wives, our children, lives. It's very important now, you know, because if you ain't there for them, the streets gonna raise them. And when the streets raise them, we might have all kind of situations.
Come on now.
Right? They might grow up to what? They might grow up to kill my father. They might grow up to rape your sister. They might grow up to abduct your daughter. See? Because you let them get past when you should have grabbed them and embraced them and blew that holy breath on them. See? That's what you should have did. That's why, and nowadays you see, excuse me, you see the elderly are afraid to be out at night because the young generation have become what? Predators in their own neighborhood. Because of us, our neglect, not being there for them. That's why we gotta go back in the street. Gotta go back in the hood. We can't think because we live in the suburbs or we live down here away from it that we can't go back there. We got to go back. It's mandatory that we go back. It's the law that we go back. It's ordained by law that we go back. You can't defy law. Islam.
Islam.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
حي على الصلاة